Hello, and welcome all Pokemon fans to the OneMoreChansey YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be showcasing a Mega Venusaur EX deck. Now I know some other YouTubers have done this before, and I mean the Venusaur does come from evolutions, so I mean it's still rather new strategy. Not a whole lot of people are running it, and so I'm going to show my deck list and what I use in my Mega Venusaur EX deck. And so I've got the whole deck list here, all 60 cards, and the main strategy to be going for in the deck is to get out Mega Venusaur and use his Crisis Vine attack, because every time you use the attack, it paralyzes and poisons the active Pokemon, which means that they can't retreat or attack if they're paralyzed, and poison does 10 damage in between turns. So basically it locks their Pokemon into place. You can hit them again with Crisis Vine, which is a guaranteed 2-hit KO on basically any card in the game, which is really nice. Plus Mega Venusaur has a lot of health. He has 230 health, which is insane. So he's very bulky. And the only comment I'll make right now is because his attack has 4 energies, he's a little bit slow to build up. So we run cards like Mega Turbo here to ramp him up even faster, and we have a lot of draw support with Sycamore and N and whatnot. And yeah, so the rest of this deck I will talk about as I play and explain. So I will be right back with the first match. And welcome back to the first match. It looks like we're up against a darkness and colorless deck, which means that it could be something like Turbo Dark. Alright, when the coin flips, so we'll go first. Let's see, no basics. Let's see what he's got. Alright, so we don't get to see any Pokemon in there. I'm still gonna keep my guess of Turbo Dark. Still no basics. Very unfortunate. Looks like they got a basic, so they'll get at least one card when I get my next hand. It usually doesn't matter what I start with as long as I'm not starting with a Shaman or a Hoopa. Those are the only two cards that are like really bad to start with, but anything else is fine. And I mean the odds of starting with Venusaur or a Yanma is pretty good, and you know, it's not the end of the world if I have to start with a Hoopa or something. This is a decent hand. I like this hand. So we'll lead with Venusaur. Yup, Turbo Dark. Alright. So we'll attach an energy, throw down Hoopa, use Hoopa's Scoundrel Ring. That's the only reason we use him. Let's see. I'll go ahead and grab 2 Venusaur EX and a Shaman. We're gonna put down all of those, but I'm not gonna use Shaman. I'm just gonna end, because I couldn't use enough cards for the setup on Shaman to effectively do anything. I'm just gonna save the Ultra Ball for another turn. There's no need to activate it now. I didn't draw a Forest, and I didn't draw a Venusaur Spirit Link, so there's nothing more I can do. Just want to also mention the new effects that just came out recently, where the foil cards now have this new like rainbow like effect, and it's really cool. Okay, so discarding that energy on us is a pain, but you know, it's all well and good. So let's go ahead and discard the both of those. I think I want a Shaman. Do I want a Shaman? No, I'm actually gonna pull my Mega Venusaur, because I can evolve this turn, and because I have the energy in the discard that he got rid of, I can Mega Turbo and then Sycamore for all 7 cards. Okay, so we're gonna definitely replace that Stadium. place a Yanma down. There's no point in using a VS Seeker to do anything else. So we'll just end our turn there. And we'll see what else he's got. I'm not sure the point of him putting a double colorless energy on the Darkrai though, because Dark Pulse only does 20 damage for each darkness energy attached. So the double colorless does absolutely nothing for him. It only helps him use Dark Head, which just does 80 damage. It doesn't even do anything else, it's just flat damage. Okay, so I top decked another Mega Turbo. So now I can just set up with the Mega Turbos. And then I can VS Seeker for Sycamore. I'm not going to use N because that would only help him out. And do nothing else. So let's start powering up another Venusaur. Hit him with Crisis Vine for 120. So unless he gets that Zoroark out to get the stand-in ability, his Darkrai is locked in and will not be able to retreat. And I'll get a kill on the Darkrai. He might just concede if he doesn't get anything good. But this, oh, looks like he top decked the Zoroark. He can stand in. That's an interesting choice. He's probably doing that just for the cards and not for the damage. Okay, he decided not to use Zoroark's stand-in ability. So I don't need any extra cards. I'm gonna heal up my Venusaur. And then Crisis Vine to take the kill. There's no need to do anything else. We can just play it safe for now. Alright, those are two good prize cards there. An Energy and an Ultra Ball is always welcomed for this deck. So let's see what else he's got. If he can't do anything else, it's game over. So we'll see what he can do. Bursting Balloon will not stop me. I will attack through that. Skyla. So he's not going to stall with Lysander. I was wondering if he was going to Lysander out my Hoopa to try and stall. But that is not the case. I wonder what card he thinks he can pull with Skyla that's going to save him. Does he have like an Ultra Ball? He could discard for those two in his hand for a Shaman, which would be a good play if he has Shamans. His deck is a really. Even if he lands that, I have more energy. Okay, Tails. Yep, well played. Alright, that was the end of the first game. So I'll be back with the next round. Alright, welcome back to the second round. We are up against a grass and normal deck. So I'm gonna guess that the deck is maybe Decidueye? Maybe? It's a very popular card with the Sun and Moon expansion that came out not long ago. And we have to start with Shaman. That's a little annoying. And our only draw support is Sycamore for right now. Alright, so I was correct about the Decidueye. The rest of the deck looks pretty standard for any deck in standard format. Okay. Yep, all those cards are pretty standard as well. I'm wondering if he's running a Decidueye Vileplume. That deck seen a lot of play at the Oceania Internationals not long ago. So I'll take 2 free cards, why not? Okay, both of those aren't very helpful to me. Okay, so he's played the Forest of Giant Plants, so I cannot replace that stadium. That is locked in. Okay, let's see what else he's got. Let's see. Sycamore. I love the new foil effects that they put on the cards. Makes them really stand out. Oh, thank goodness he's played an N. I was worried that I'd have to discard all of that with a Sycamore. I really didn't want to do that. This hand works. I'm going to have to use the N, so hopefully he doesn't play a lot of cards, because I don't want to be helping him out by playing an N. I'm wondering if he's stuck already though, because he played the forest, but he didn't evolve even once. I'm gonna end anyways because I can't do anything if I don't. I'm still not gonna be able to do very much with this. I have a second Shaman potentially in the deck to search for with Ultra Ball. I'll be searching for a Hoopa though. But I'm hopeful. Okay, so there's Shaman. Okay, good, we have a Hoopa. So I'm gonna Ultra Ball Hoopa to play Hoopa for his Scoundrel Ring ability. I'm gonna pull just the Shaman and the Venusaur. I don't want to pull out the Mega Venusaur because that'd be one less card to draw with setup. And I also don't want to Mega Evolve Venusaur yet because that would end my turn outright. Okay, I can't do anything else right now. I'm not drawing very good cards. Poison Barb. I've seen a lot of people running the Oranguru. I'm not quite sure why so many people opt to run it. I mean, it's a very common card, so it's easy to get, but Shaman is still the best card for setup. Until Roaring Skies will go out of rotation, which will be at the end of this standard season sometime in August, I think. Shaman is still the better card, but I suppose if you can't get your hands on a Shaman, then Oranguru is a good choice, especially if you don't want to put Octillery with Abyssal Hand into your deck. Okay. First Seeker for an N. Alright. I don't mind that at all. My hand isn't the greatest, and I didn't have any draw support. Okay, this hand is okay. At least I can Sycamore on my next turn. I'm gonna have to because I'm not drawing anything very helpful. Let's see here. Is he gonna just hit me with a Razor Leaf, or is he gonna use his GX move? It's still kinda early in the game to use the GX move. Yeah, I kinda figured. Okay. Discarding 2 energies isn't so bad. I don't want to use Switch. I'd rather just let him get the kill on Shaman, because if I switch out my Mega Venusaur and I don't get 2 Mega Turbo, which see I didn't, so I would have needed 2 Mega Turbo to power up my Venusaur this turn, which was definitely not gonna happen. If he kills my Shaman, that'll be his mistake, because then he won't have anything else powered up. I will get poisoned, but I'll just Pokemon Center Lady to get rid of it. So, he might use his Feather Arrow ability to take the KO on Shaman and then attack Venusaur, which will be a little painful, but I mean, again, he doesn't have another sweeper set up, so we'll see what he can do. Another comment for Oranguru. I mean, he's a decent card, but he only lets you draw until you have 3 cards in your hand, and I mean, there's not a whole lot of instances where you will have less than 3. So I mean, his helpfulness is only like a little bit, in my opinion, and his attack is decent, I suppose. But I mean, like, it's not a great attack either, because it takes 3 energy to do it. So honestly, he's a mediocre card in my opinion. I don't really understand his popularity. Maybe someone in the comments can help me understand, but I don't think any of my decks for a while will be running Oranguru. I will be using Shamans until he gets rotated out of Standard. Alright, see, now this is where Oranguru comes in helpful, because he can draw 2 cards. It's still 2 cards as opposed to 6 with Shaman. Or at least up to 6. Ah, see, he misplayed. He wasn't paying attention. Oh, he misplayed twice. He had 2 Decidueye. He could have used 1 to take the knockout on Shaman. Oh, okay, I see. He didn't want to knock out Shaman. Well, unfortunately, that's his mistake now. I'm just gonna go ahead and heal up. I'll use a Verse Seeker to get the Pokemon Center lady back, cause I'll need it to get rid of the poison. He can still pick up the KO on Shaman with the abilities, but he won't be able to attack my Venusaur because he's paralyzed. The only way he would be able to do it is if he had a switch, an escape rope, or something else. He could stall me out with Lysander if he had that. I do run a copy of a Floatstone to be putting on a Hoopa, because people will drag out the Hoopa if they can. If he decides to use the ability on Venusaur EX, I'm just gonna heal it off with Pokemon Center Lady next turn. I don't want to use N. Oh, okay, that figures. Okay, well, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, definitely gonna Versus Seeker for Pokemon Center Lady next turn. I'm just gonna hit him again with Crisis Vine. And he's still gonna be a 2-shot kill, because it already was a 2-shot kill having 240 health, and now that he's healed 60 off of it and the poison's not hurting him, it's still gonna be a 2-shot kill for me. So he's basically put me back 1 turn because he's used a Pokemon Center Lady. Alright, so he's using a GX move. Instead of attacking me, which is an interesting choice. I'm not quite sure what he would want back. Okay. I suppose that could be helpful, because you could use Olympia to switch out his Pokemon. So I don't want him to have the cards, so instead of using a VS Seeker, I'm just going to end to get rid of all of the cards that he just re-added with his GX move, and just hope that he didn't redraw them. Alright. So we're going to Crisis Vine again. Hope that he doesn't have his Olympia or any kind of escape ropes or anything. And next turn I'll be able to pick up the kill. We'll see what he does though. I'm hopeful that he didn't top deck his Olympia again, because I'm pretty confident he would use that if he drew it. I'm not sure what else he would want to do. Okay, so he's just gonna Pokemon Center Lady again, although it's not going to save him. He still shouldn't be able to. Can he knock me out this turn? 130. Oh, he can knock me out this turn. If he uses all 3 Feather Arrows on Mega Venusaur and attacks me with Razor Leaf, it is a KO. Okay. Do I have a Sycamore in here? Alright. We're gonna send out Yanma for the free retreat. I can also pick up a KO with the Salt Boom. So I think all I'm gonna do is attach an energy and then use a Salt Boom. Since he has a tool, it does 120 damage, so I'm gonna pick up the kill and get 2 prize cards. Both of those cards aren't gonna help me, so that's disappointing. I was hoping to get a Venusaur Spirit Link, because there still should be 3 more or something like that in the deck. He only needs 2 more prize cards, so oh, well, that's good game. He got me. That is well played. Don't slow roll me, just take the kill. Alright, so that's a defeat. Oh well. I will come back with a third match, so I will be right back. And welcome back to the third match. We're up against a Psychic and Normal deck, so every time I see Psychic and Normal or something along those lines, my first guess is always Mega Mewtwo. But it could be something weird like Lunala or, you know, any number of things. But first guess is always Mega Mewtwo because that's a very common deck in the current meta game. Right, so his lead is a Rangaroo, which means he probably didn't have any other good cards. Eevee, so oh, I forgot about Espeon. So he's definitely running Espeon. I've heard Espeon with Mega Mewtwo isn't that bad either. So we'll see if it's like just an Espeon or if he does run any Mewtwo. Let's see. Professor Birch, huh? Alright. An interesting choice of supporter cards. Yeah, considering like there's Lily and Sycamore now, I feel like Professor Birch should only really be used in a few instances. Doesn't have any energy at all. That's disappointing. Well, in that case, I'm not gonna end because I feel like I'm only gonna help him out. Okay. I'll go ahead and place down another Venusaur. No harm in that. And I'm just gonna end my turn. I was hopeful to draw an Ultra Ball or a Hoopa or something. Oh, he did have an energy. He just attached it to his Espeon. Wasn't paying attention. Oh well. It doesn't matter anyways, because, yeah, his hand was bad anyways, and I knew it. Didn't want to end. See, that's why Birch is not a good supporter in my opinion, because you're going off of a coin flip, and, I mean, N would have been better in that scenario, because that would have gotten him 6 cards instead of 4, and gambling on a coin flip to get him 7 cards. So, I mean, the only instance I can think of where you would definitely like want it would be in a Yanmega deck, because if you flip tails, that actually benefits you and gives you 4 cards to use your attacks for free. But that's the only real deck where you should be running a Birch. Other than that, it's not a good supporter in my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna have to Sycamore again, because Venusaur is not helpful, and I don't want to end, it's only going to help him out. Okay, so we have an Ultra Ball. What do I want to discard? I want to keep... I'm going to get rid of an N and an energy. And do we have Hoopa? We do have Hoopa, so I'm going to pull out Hoopa. Gonna play Hoopa. I'm only allowed to have 3 Pokemon benched right now. I'm not gonna be able to do a whole lot with this turn. So I'm just gonna Mega Evolve. And then Mega Evolve again, and that'll end my turn because I didn't have a Spirit Link. But I didn't want to play Shaman that turn. I might next turn. We will see what happens. So see, he got Tails again and only draws 4 cards. You're gambling 4 or 7 cards with the coin flip, and see, he couldn't even do anything. That's why it's a bad card in my opinion. But you know, it's just my opinion. Okay. So I've discarded 3 Mega Turbos. I've already attached an energy for the turn. just gonna go ahead and Lysander that out. And then I'm just gonna set up for 3. Okay. So definitely getting rid of the stadium. And I will just pass turn there. If he doesn't do anything, okay, which he will now because he got an energy off the top deck, so he's very lucky there. Okay, so he does run Lunala. So I was correct about the Lunala. Lunala is a decent enough card for this kind of deck, I suppose. The only thing that's interesting about it to me is like, where would you like be sending all the energies around? Is he gonna take any from Espeon? He can take them off next turn, which I suppose is helpful. Okay. So I did not draw an energy. Which puts me in a very tricky situation. Because if I heal, then I can't attack him, and I'm just gonna die. I have to versus Seeker. And I think I'm gonna Sycamore because none of these cards in my hand are particularly helpful at this time. And I don't want to end to give him more cards. Okay. Okay, so this is at least a little bit better. I think my other Shaman is prized, if I remember correctly. So using Ultra Ball won't help me at this stage in the game. At least not until I pick up a KO. So now he'll Psychic Transfer to get all those energies off of Espeon and onto his Lunala, which would be my guess, so he can pick up a KO next turn. Let's see. Yup, all 4 onto Lunala. If I draw a Lysander. Okay. Oh, I see. That's a very good strategy. Okay. Just gonna try a Birch again. Alright. You got Tails again. 3 times in a row. Again, more evidence for my opinion, but you know, I should just stop about that. Alright, he's gonna Oranguru Instruct now. Okay. We're both running a little low on cards. We're reaching that point in the game where it's late game now. What's he gonna move around now? Is he gonna put him on the Oranguru or something? What's he doing? Does he have like a big Malasada, or he can't use a Pokemon Center lady because he used a Birch this turn. So I'm not quite sure what he's up to right now, moving all the energy around. If he's just trying to stall the timer, then, you know, he can do that all he wants. His Espeon will simply get paralyzed again. He must be up to something. I feel like he wouldn't put the energies back on Espeon unless he had a strategy. I'm going to versus Seeker. a Lysander, because I want to damage his Lunala and try and lock him in with a Lunala. I don't want to use Ultra Ball, so I'm just going to hit him with Crisis Vine to lock his Lunala in, and if I kill his Lunala, then his Espeon will be next. Okay, so I'm gonna obviously discard Hoopa, because Hoopa has a Psychic type weakness, and I don't want that to be preyed upon. So that's actually very helpful to me. Okay, so he did have an Olympia. I knew something was up. Oh well, I couldn't prevent it either way, but I did want to get some damage on Lunala. Because I gotta get rid of the Psychic transferability if I have any chance of surviving this. So I'm just gonna send out Yanma, because Yanma is not gonna be of any help. So I'm just gonna go ahead and Ultra Ball. Yup. I'm doing this purely to stall him out another turn, because Psychic does 30 more damage for each energy just on me, so he can only hit me for 60, which doesn't pick up a KO on Yanmega. I suspect that he might use his GX move on Espeon to try and put damage on either my Venusaur or Shaman. He'll need to kill the both of them in order to get his last 4 prize cards. Okay, so on the 4th Professor's Birch, he actually manages to get a heads. Okay. Without those Mega Turbos, I don't think I'm going to be able to make any sort of comeback. There's 6 energy in the discard pile, which means I've consumed a total of 7, because I have an energy down here on Venusaur. So I have 6 energy left in the deck, potentially. I haven't taken any prize cards. Yep, here comes the GX move, just as I said, to damage the Mega Venusaur. It doesn't really bother me any, because I'm just gonna Pokemon Center Lady him if I don't draw any cards like N or something. Okay, I did draw a Sycamore, but I think the best move here is just to heal my Venusaur and pass turn. Because if I let Venusaur take too much damage, like if I left that 100 on him, he would have 130 left, which the Espeon could easily take that out, or the Lunala would need 2 hits to do it if he didn't have a Kukui or anything. He only has 9 cards in his deck anyways, so I'll try and drag this game out a little bit longer. If I use Sycamore, I'm going to be very low on cards, and that's the only other thing. I don't really want to use Sycamore, because if I use Sycamore, that'll leave me with 3 cards left in my deck, which effectively gives me 3 turns to win, and Venusaur cannot one-shot these GXs. He needs 2 turns to do it, and to get 6 prize cards would take 6 turns to do, and I would deck out of cards before I would be able to pull that off, so I actually cannot use a Sycamore. Alright, so let's see. I'm honestly just gonna have to give him a Shaman at this point, because I just, okay. I could force him to get rid of a couple energy to retreat into something. Let's see here. I think if I Sycamore, I'm not gonna be able to I'm totally stuck unless I can draw my. No, I've already got my VS Seeker, so I need to top deck an N. I don't remember if I have one. I mean, he's only got 5 cards left in his deck, but he should be able to defeat me before he runs out of cards, as long as he's smart. It's not looking good without the Mega Turbos and without me being able to play draw supporters this late in the game. Okay. Okay, well, there's nothing I can really do about this. Alright, well, I'm gonna lose regardless, so let's just play it and fight it out to the last minute, because I obviously lose next round. Or maybe not this round, but the next one probably. I could stall him out another turn by using Lysander. If I take a kill, then I lose. So, oh, I'm out of cards. Yep, this is what I was talking about. There's nothing I can do, because if I use N, it'll put 5 cards in the deck, and then I'll draw them all back anyways. So there's nothing I can do. So, well played. I'll just take the kill that I can and end it there, but this deck is very reliant upon those Mega Turbos to speed this deck up. Otherwise, it's just too slow. All he has to do is pass turn and he wins. Yep, there it is. Alright, I'll be right back to conclude the video. Alright, so welcome back. I have the deck list in front of us once again, so I can do some final comments and close out the video. So, final notes for the deck is obviously very slow. It's very reliant upon the 4 Mega Turbo I put in the deck and some energy. It could be possible to speed up the deck with something like Max Elixir or something, but I'm not so sure how to fit that into this deck, because honestly you need to be running a lot of copies of all these cards to get consistency with the deck. But yeah, so it's very reliant, and it's also reliant upon the Hoopa. So if Hoopa is prized, or you have to start with Hoopa as your active, then that's going to give you a bad start. So there's a lot of things, honestly, that need to fall into place to be able to play this deck effectively. But when it works, it's very satisfying, and I still love this deck a lot. And if you have these cards in your collection, I would recommend you give it a try. So thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And subscribe if you want to see more videos like it, and comment below to tell me what other decks I should do or build and show off, and stay tuned for more videos. So thank you all, and have a great day. I will see you in the next video. See you then.